Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included. In the last episode we somewhat finalized our liquid oxygen and hydrogen design, and we also started our first two rockets using said fuel. In between the episodes I started to paint everything with drywall. The reason for that is I want to trap more heat. Now the problem is I cannot use the temp shift plates in order to transfer heat from a drywall to another drywall. We need a medium such as liquid or gases. So instead what I decided to do is just fill up the entirety of the silo, as you can see here, and as soon as we have this closed, a lot of the gases are going to be trapped at a high temperature, and then slowly but surely we are going to transfer a lot of that heat into these tiles right here. Naturally not all of the heat can be stored, and a lot of it we're going to lose due to gases actually escaping into the vacuum. Right now, plenty of build commands. I'm also already preparing the next two silos, as you can see right here. So we are also gonna need another astronaut. Now the thing is, I don't necessarily want to add another room right here. It is now finally time to move my duplicants over here. As you can see, I carefully prepared a bunch of bed chambers. What we are missing currently to make this work is the oxygen, of course. Now, I'm not entirely sure what I planned out here. Probably the bathrooms, two bathrooms and then a mess hall, or maybe two mess halls, and then at the bottom here we're gonna have our nature reserve. I think that's probably what I wanted to do. So let's go ahead and maybe complete this design. And then of course we have these tables and lamps in the way. I don't get why you wouldn't be able to actually deconstruct them. From the looks we could get away with using 4 sinks, like so. Gonna do the same thing here at the bottom. And naturally we also want 4 laboratories, just like that. The wastewater I would like to move over here, so this entire row should go into the wall now. That also means I temporarily have to remove some stuff. The wastewater is gonna move over here, just like that. Same thing here at the bottom. The clean water is gonna come in from the bottom, naturally, just hooking all of these up. Then let's see, 21 duplicants is gonna be the goal for this complex. That's still a lot of duplicants we can get. I don't think we're gonna ever need more. So that would be 10 or 11 tables for both of the rooms. Let's see if we can get a nice arrangement. Maybe we can do 1 times 12 and then we can do another one with only 9. They're gonna need a whole bunch of pictures, naturally. Maybe a bunch of water coolers wouldn't be the worst of ideas. And then naturally a whole bunch of statues. Let's actually put something else here. Oh, that's a 2 wide block. I guess we could go with a pedestal here instead. And then of course we're gonna use a whole bunch of drywall, or in this case wallpaper, in order to make the background out of granite, which is another 20% decor. I'm gonna use igneous rock just because I like the color for the bathrooms. Okay, now that is definitely enough for my duplicants to do. Let's unpause again. Actually, maybe another thing we could already prepare is the nature reserve. That's gonna go right here. So I would like a door. What we want to do is probably set up a bunch of tiles with mechanized doors. Let's go with copper, sure. And as mentioned in a previous episode, this is gonna allow us to make a natural tile for the pips to plant something on. And of course, if you look at the design, all the duplicants are going to be forced to exit through the nature reserve, therefore getting the buff. Ha! You can make the wallpaper out of clay. That's definitely what we're going to use for the nature reserve. Nice, we almost filled up the first liquid oxygen tank completely. I still have to put in security measurements in case of an overflow. As it stands right now, if the system comes to a halt, then we are gonna cool down the liquid to a point where it might freeze. It's not so much of an issue with the oxygen, but the hydrogen I at the moment set to almost the maximum. The reason for that is I can do that as long as the system runs. The coolness or the chill is only coming from below, and since we have all of these temp shift plates, it's never gonna cool down to the point where it's too much. But it will, in case of an overflow. Progress status right here, it's coming along. My issue with this is I need to finish the silos before my rockets return, and I might not be able to do that. Oh well, it's not the end of things. I also started to install the decorations for my bedrooms, and now they need some airflow tiles. My intention with the gases that I don't necessarily want in the base is to actually set up a pump up here with a sensor. This is mainly going to allow me to get rid of the polluted oxygen and maybe also hydrogen. Then of course the carbon dioxide we need to get rid of somewhere at the bottom. Oh, that actually reminds me, by now we should have enough chlorine in here. No, actually still not. This is crazy. Maybe it just cannot flow through enough. I mean, if we get some polluted oxygen, it should still go up here. So theoretically we could install a pump, maybe right there. But I finally want to get rid of the polluted dirt. We already accumulated 5.3 tons and probably on either side. So my trusty conveyor loader right here should... no, that's not consumable. That is organic polluted dirt, thank you very much. And this should activate my auto sweeper, perfect. All of the polluted dirt should be going... oh no, that's not good, it's not continuing. The chute of course is disabled because my other automation wire runs through it. So we best do something like that and then cut this and cut that. I want to make sure that this gets built rather quickly. Okay, open, open. No, we still have an automation wire there. So yeah, automation wire needs to go as well. But look at that, no polluted oxygen thus far. Looks like we have enough pressure. There it is, polluted dirt incoming. Great, and this should never off-gas and we can use the polluted dirt in order to gain some more normal dirt. I got the tiles for the nature reserve ready. It's time to introduce some pips. And then of course we also want to set up a park sign, just like that. Last but not least, we're gonna need a storage bin in order to decide which seeds we want to plant. Another thing I would like the pip to do is actually only plant the plant here in the center and then 2 plants for this one. Wait a second, could we just put down some oxyfern seeds and then get rid of the carbon dioxide this way? That is a good question I have to Google real quick. Okay, that's what I thought. If we place down oxyferns, we're not gonna need to provide them with water and they're gonna get rid of a portion of the carbon dioxide. Not everything, but it's still gonna add to our oxygen production. Let me just check one more thing. It is 2 tiles high, so this is perfect. Okay, we place oxyfern seeds in here. And then right here, we want to bring a couple of pips. Now, I do have pips constantly in my base, so we can just wrangle those up. Let's maybe get 2 in the joint. Yeah, man, do your job. You know what to do. That's my boy. Thank you. Okay, wonderful. I feel like we have enough plants in the nature reserve. It's not as symmetrical as I would have liked, but let's go ahead and get rid of the pips. I know it's a little bit brutal, but they leave me no choice. We're also gonna find a nice and symmetrical pattern in order to guarantee the airflow downwards. The mess hall at the bottom, as mentioned, is only gonna have 3 sets of 3 tables. Hold on, I would like to space these out evenly. Not possible. So we're gonna do something like that just for the symmetry. Some paintings here and there. Statue here and there. Pedestal here and there. Water cooler here and there. Beautiful. Alrighty, we are back, and as predicted, unfortunately it's not gonna be enough time to finish this. Yeah, my rockets are almost returning. That's fine, I mean we're gonna send dozens if not hundreds of rockets up there. We can make up for the lost heat in the future. Wait a second, did I forget to hook up power to the space scanners? That's such an idiot. Okay, maybe we can open up the second set of doors before the second rocket returns. But yeah, that was kind of stupid. So we're gonna have to rebuild this, that's for sure. But let's check out the bottom here. Oh yeah, that was a little bit dangerous. Heating up to over 1,000 degrees. That's good. As long as we are still below like 1,500, I'm not too concerned about the heat. But look at this, we still have steam over 1,000 degrees at this point, so we can absorb a little bit more of that. Actually, let me see. Yeah, the temperature is going down, but I guess we can only do a reliable test once the drywall has been completed. For now, let's get Bubbles out of the command capsule and get her to a bathroom. Come on, you can do it. Just wait, what's overheated? My liquid. What? That is bad. So yeah, eventually these guys are gonna overheat. I can build them out of a different material, but I will have to think of a cooling solution in the future. So there we go, rebuilding the shutoffs out of iron. That should give us a little more time before we have to cool this down again. Now we're having a meteor shower just before my next rocket return. Are you freaking serious? Yeah, definitely a problem we have to solve. We have to power these space scanners, but at the moment I don't think I have a wire that is capable of doing that. There it is, second space mission completed. Oh, please don't destroy anything else. What the heck is that? A self-contained system. Checking out the asteroids we just researched, we can get More niobium and isoresin on this one. The second one here is pretty much useless, so maybe we should shoot for the 80,000 kilometer one, the Dusty Dwarf. Let me have a quick visit to the rocket calculator. With 5 research modules, it's pretty much the same setup, it's just 1,058 kilograms. 900 plus 158, it's not much more fuel that we need. 1,058 kilograms. By the way, I also already started a cooling loop in order to keep this complex here at a cozy 20 degrees. We're gonna utilize the water that we accumulated here actually already quite a bit. The cooling loop is going to continue into this direction, and it's gonna go up, go over, and it's gonna join back with the loop here. So let me cut this off. At some point we want to check the temperature of the water. Let's say if it is above 25 or so degrees, then we want to dump it again. The way we could do this is within one of the bathrooms, for instance. So right here it could go through a shutoff and a temperature sensor. If the temperature is too high, then we can simply bridge over here, though we have to be careful. This is almost never, well, there should be enough spots actually to allow some water to go through. Also, liquid bridge and granite is gonna go right here. So this cooling loop is gonna join, and then it's gonna redo the entirety of the loop. And we're gonna utilize this bridge, possibly right here, in order to fill up the loop whenever we need more packets in there. But we're gonna get to that later. I first wanna focus on finishing one of the silos. Actually, could I increase the priority? The problem is I don't wanna increase any priorities that don't need to be increased. I guess let's just go ahead and continue. Okay, I think it's time to fill up the rocket. I set the limits. Let's test it out. Saving. By the way, before I forget, you gave me another awesome tip I want to implement. Whenever you use a liquid bridge, you are never gonna run the risk of destroying it internally, and you're actually skipping one spot where the liquid could heat up again. So if we just go along and set as many bridges as we can on the way, we are gonna basically reduce the heating up by half. Also at the moment I'm exchanging all of the pipes with ceramics. This is gonna help a little bit more as well. But yeah, I guess let's do this. So first gonna fill up the hydrogen. And we just have to enable the switch for as long as we need more flow. There we go, first tank is already filled up. As soon as the second tank is filled up, or actually even before that, we can kind of guesstimate when we want to shut this off. So let's say around 800 kilograms right here, 800 kilograms of hydrogen. We can now go ahead and shut this off, and this should still be enough packets with a bunch of leftovers that are gonna go back hopefully. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. No pipe damage. Ooh, okay, right here. This is a little bit of an issue. Yeah, it's still a little bit of a risk with the hydrogen. I definitely want to improve that system. No damage, and we filled up the rocket. I'm so happy. Let's do the same thing with the oxygen. Right here, it's not going to be too much of a hassle. There we go. That should theoretically be enough to fill up the rest. And the loop is going back to where it belongs. Great stuff. Max hasn't been to space in a long time, so I'm gonna choose him. That would be Explorer 1, but you want to go to the Dusty Dwarf. Yes, a launch mission. Ellie, I hope you're ready for this. 3, 2, 1, off you go. Yoo-hoo! Now, steam actually isn't my preferred medium. I would have preferred carbon dioxide, but I guess we get a little bit of a better heat exchange with the steam. Eventually, I would like to power all my doors, protecting my spaceships with a separate power transformer. So I think what we're gonna be doing is setting this up down below. 12 times 120 plus these 4 scanners. So we are definitely gonna need our separate power transformer for this. I wonder, how are we gonna cool this thing down? And also the liquid shutoffs. I mean, they are gonna heat up, right? Actually, they are heating up really slowly. My first priority is to finish this room and then send this next shuttle actually to the 90-kilometer mark. Or 90,000, I should say. I mean, this could be a fairly interesting asteroid, sending 5 research modules up there. Let's see how much fuel that's gonna cost me. It should be 1,195 kilograms, so I want to set that up. 1,195. That would be 295 plus 900. Do I even have that much? Not yet. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait for a little bit of hydrogen. Little progress update, a couple of cycles later, we are doing quite well. Mind you, they have to bring like 400 kilograms of mafic rock for each tile. It's kind of crazy. My solution for the power transformer that is going to take care of these space scanners as well as the doors is as follows. I just put a transformer right here with a couple of drywalls in the back and fill this up with a little bit of petroleum. This way I can also take care of the liquid shutoffs, no problemo, and my thinking was that maybe we could borrow a tiny amount of the supercoolant we have running through the liquid oxygen. The way we could do this is with a bridge, just like that, and then we are gonna deconstruct these two tiles. Now I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful though, because this is an actual rocket silo. I then want to install a liquid valve right here, and we're just gonna borrow a tiny teensy amount. We could then bring this all the way up here, cool down the petroleum just a tiny bit, and then come back down. Where would we be able to join up again? Possibly right here, but I would first have to deconstruct the tile in order to reach it, but it is possible. So in this case, this would just come down again. I think we can do it like so. We're gonna need some bridges. I decided the way we're gonna do this is simply using a couple of metal tiles. This is gonna allow me to not have to go into that direction actually. So we can cut this off again, reconnect those guys. And instead what we're gonna do is use a radiant pipe right in this spot. So this should be going back in here into the cooling loop. The cooling loop goes right there. Actually, let me cut this off just in case they are building stuff in the wrong order. But there we go. This should complete our loop and hopefully also provide enough chill for our power transformer. There we go. We got it. The loop is completed. We already have some supercoolant over here. That's good. So we can connect this, and then we want to tell the shutoff to only let through, let's say, about 100 grams. Or actually maybe even less than that. Let's go down to 10 grams. So then I'm gonna do the loop, cool this down a little bit, and then going back into the loop, and there it also has priorities. So it will always be able to kind of flow back there. Let's see if that works out the way I want it to. Wait, that's 10 kilograms. I told you 10 grams. I totally forgot. Somebody actually has to come and set this up. This is insane. Let's see, errands. Meep is coming. Come on, Meep. Very good. That's what I'm talking about. Now, this liquid is getting very hot. Let me actually see. Okay, nice. We got the metal tile down to 24 degrees, and I'm presuming this is also going to have an effect on the petroleum. Yeah, I think we started at 50 degrees before. So I'm actually happy with that solution. It is still compact enough. This is then going to allow me to drag a couple of wires all the way upstairs, powering all of this, powering all of that. Now, eventually, I probably also want to power the right doors, but for now, we're just gonna power the left ones. Alright then, with that out of the way, I think we're ready to set up the rocket. I do have enough hydrogen in order to get things started, so let's maybe fill this up first. Wait. I don't necessarily want that right here. Yeah, the system really isn't the best right now. Good, we're almost there. I already shut it off, and now it's looping back. Great. Oh, there, minus 253. That was actually a close call. But we got everything in place. Let's assign Toby. And we also want to retract all of the gantries. There we go. The bunker doors are open. Let's have a look at the star map. Launch rocket. Wait. Oh no, I seriously have to dig up the engine first. Okay. Come on, guys. Do that quick, please. Okay, please. Nobody noticed I forgot the liquid oxygen. Thank you. I guess third time is the charm. Explorer 2, you're ready to go. We're gonna reach the 90,000 kilometers mark. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now... my mafic tiles actually... However, my diamond temp shift plate actually managed to survive. So what I think we should do is exchange all of these tiles here. So these 9 tiles here at the bottom with diamond temp shift plates. Let's get rid of the background buildings if there are still any. And we're gonna do the same thing right here. Exchange these 9 tiles with diamond temp shift plates. Alright, in the next episode I would like to move my duplicants over here. This is gonna be particularly difficult because I need to power and fill up a lot more atmo suits. The way we're gonna do this is by adding another machinery quite similar to the one we already have, but it's gonna be a little more excessive. For the time being, what we could do is simply tap into this oxygen line, though this is quite cold at the moment. Also, we're still missing a carbon skimmer that I probably want to set up here. I'm guessing that these guys will have to go. I mean, I don't think we're ever gonna need this many. Yeah, I guess that was a little bit of an overkill. Looking at the time, I think to wrap up this video, what I want to do is fill up the initial cooling loop. So the next time we can move the duplicants into this complex. This is going to allow me to deconstruct basically everything in this place. We will also not have to provide it with oxygen anymore if we don't want to. But yeah, it's slowly time to decommission the main base. What we want to do is get rid of these 3 tasks. Can please somebody do that real quick? Next up, I'm gonna bridge over here, actually deconstruct this one, and we are gonna link this over. I think I can do that directly, yes. So let's just go ahead and combine all the polluted water lines. On the top, I wanna disconnect these 2 pipes. There's gonna be a liquid shutoff. Oh, that also means we need power. That is actually really bad, or it might not be too bad. Oh, I can reach that. This is great. So we can just go ahead and continue this wire over here. This is perfect. I have to deconstruct this tile though, just for a brief moment. We're gonna set up a liquid thermosensor, and I'm actually gonna build this out of gold because it adds a decor. Same thing with the liquid shutoff. Go ahead and make this out of gold. Of course, before I forget, some automation wire. Okay, nice. Thermosensor is already in place. Let's say if the water is still below 25 degrees, then we want it to continue and do another loop. Or maybe let's go a little more cozy, let's do 24 degrees. However, if the water is too hot, I want to input it back into my system, and we should be able to do this at this point. So let's just get another bridge, and I probably want to bridge over this spot. Great, we are then gonna cut this spot and connect these 2 pipes. Hold on. These 2 pipes right there. So if the shutoff is shut off, then the liquid can go back into the wastewater system. In order to be cooled down, of course. Let's also connect the wires right there, so this has some power. The last thing we're missing is a bridge in order to actually fill up the loop, and we're gonna do that right there. All the other water is gonna distribute it somewhere else. I just noticed we are gonna need yet another bridge, otherwise water from here is also gonna try to flow into the shutoff. Yeah, that's not good. So another bridge right here, and then disconnect the pipe before. We could already go ahead and use some of the water in order to fill up our toilets and sinks. There we go, the loop is being filled up with my cozy 20.9 degrees water. And since the water is below 24 degrees, it's going straight through, and as soon as it's here, it should finish filling up the loop. Yes. In the meantime, my bathrooms are being filled up. That is good as well. We finished the bridge here, so this system should be fluent as well. And since we don't have priority now. Okay, that is a slight problem. Going here, using the bridge, we're not gonna have priority, and therefore something could get stuck in here and the wrong signal could be sent. Yeah, what we could do is bridge over here and bridge over there. Just fill up a couple of... I mean, it's not the most elegant solution, but at least this way the right stuff would have the priority. Okay, everything fixed. The main line is now taking a detour, and the cooling system will always have priority. So right now we didn't have any packets. Oh, right there. You just saw it. One of the packets, or a lot of the packets, are now actually going up, and therefore the main line has been halted. This in return is then gonna allow the pump to pump in some more water at a cool, cozy temperature. Great, I like it. This should slowly but surely cool down the entirety of my complex, including those hot wallpapers. The next time we're gonna continue with the oxygen production and everything else we need in order to actually move the duplicants over here permanently. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great time and see you soon. Bye bye.